Always
down the hill last, and spent the night, the rest of the day, down the hill. And by the time we come home, we were comatose with sugar shock, which is not a good thing.
Oh,
But back then, there was a shortage in wrapping paper. And tape.
Yes.
So we would come down, and Santa had everything sitting in piles. There'd be a pile on one side of the couch, a pile on another side of the couch, a pile on a chair, a pile on the floor, a pile on top of the stereo. Back then, stereos were the size of a table. Not something like this.
Right.
They were huge.
Oh, God, yeah.
So,
nothing was ever wrapped.
Nothing was wrapped. So you were able to look at everything.
Didn't have very much wrapping paper.
Nah, there was
back
a
in
shortage
those
back
days.
then. There's a shortage of trees. But I liked it like that, and still to this day yet in my home. But there was also times when we would go to church at midnight.
Yeah.
So
You're going to tell my story, aren't you?
I don't know. But here's what I used to have to do, which my four sisters didn't, is we would get dressed, and we'd go down to midnight mass. And if it was a real cool midnight mass, we got to hold a candle. Those were the most fun ones. You remember holding the candles? We would get to hold a candle in midnight mass. And then after midnight mass, we would come back to the house. And the four girls got to go to bed. I got a brand new flashlight. And if I was lucky, I got a pair of gloves too. But I got a brand new flashlight because I had to go to work with Dad. Our dad, your grandfather, used to have to deliver milk every Christmas day. There was no days off for milk deliveries back then. So we would leave at 2 o'clock in the morning with a truckload of milk. We'd run out, deliver all these customers in the North Hills up in Pittsburgh, and come home. And when we came home, Santa was there. And we got to go, everybody got to come down and we opened packages and stuff like that.
We didn't open nothing.
Well, we didn't open them, we looked at it. We got to open them and play with them. Then we had to get ready to go Grandma up the hill, and then to go Grandma down the hill. And we had a simple rule. You got to take one thing with you.
Oh, yes. Only one.
Just one.
That was so hard on us.
So you got to pick up one item,
Lily.
and take it with you to Grandma's.
Sit.
So that was what Christmas was like. And she didn't tell you what her favorite gift was. My favorite gift growing up was a digital clock. And what a digital clock back then was, the numbers flapped down on a piece of cardboard. And they rolled over. Okay? You would have the 12, and they go 01, 02, 03. And every time it changed a minute, it'd go click. And the thing would like click and change, click and change, click and change. I spent 2.5 days without sleeping, staring at this clock, watching it flip. And I was a wreck till one night my mother come in, your grandmother, and says, "You've got to sleep." And she went over to my clock and went like this. Turned it around, and I slept like a baby. But that was, I wouldn't say my favorite, but most memorable gift was that clock. Do you remember the clock? Okay.
I remember the clock.
All right, Denise, your turn.
Your turn.